Close your eyes. You are already there. Do not open them. Just listen. You are standing at the edge of the jungle. Rain drips from the leaves. Somewhere ahead, stone waits. The air is thick and wet, heavy with the smell of wet earth and rotting leaves. Each breath fills your lungs with humidity so dense it feels like drinking water. Your clothes cling to your skin, damp, cold, uncomfortable, but you do not move. Not yet. Behind you, there is nothing you remember. No road, no path, no footprints. It is as if you simply appeared here, at this threshold. The jungle does not welcome you, but it does not reject you either. It simply exists, ancient, patient, indifferent. Rain drips from broad leaves above, each drop landing with a soft, deliberate tap on the forest floor. The sound is hypnotic. Tap, tap, tap. The canopy is so dense that the sky is invisible, only shifting. Green gloom pierced by slivers of gray light. You cannot tell if it is morning or evening. Time has lost its shape. Somewhere ahead, stone waits. You feel it, a weight in the ground, a silence heavier than the jungle's noise. The stone is not natural. It was placed, shaped, left here for someone to find. Perhaps for you, your feet are bare. You do not remember taking off your shoes. The mud between your toes is cool and soft. Small insects crawl across your ankles, but you feel no urge to brush them away. They belong here. You are the stranger. A bird calls somewhere deep in the trees. A long, descending note, like a question. No answer comes. The rain continues. You notice the drops are growing warmer, as if the jungle itself is breathing out steam. You take a step forward. The ground gives beneath your weight, moss and roots yielding like a living carpet. A branch snaps to your left, large, heavy, deliberate. Something moves in the periphery, but when you turn, there is only dark green and deeper shadow. You are not afraid. Fear would require a self to protect, and here, your sense of self is already thinning. Who are you? What is your name? The questions drift like leaves on still water. Present, but without urgency, the stone pulls at you, not with sound or light, but with gravitational certainty. It is the only solid thing in this world of shifting green and dripping water. You walk toward it without deciding to walk. Your legs move as if they have always known this path. The jungle begins to change. Trees grow taller, trunks wider, roots rising from the ground like frozen waves. Moss hangs in long gray curtains. The rain softens to drizzle, then to mist that floats around your face like breath. And then you see it, a gleam of pale gray through the foliage. The color of old bones. The color of waiting. You stop. The stone is closer now. You do not remember crossing the distance. Perhaps the jungle moved you. Perhaps you are dreaming. Rain drips from your hair onto your shoulders. Your heartbeat is slow, steady, deep. Somewhere ahead, stone waits. And you are ready. The gate is older than any name you know. Vines hold it like hands. Touch the cold stone. It rises before you out of the mist, two massive pillars of gray rock, so tall that their tops vanish into the canopy above. Between them hangs nothing, no wood, no iron, no bars, only empty air, dark and still, as if the space itself has become solid and silent. And yet it is a gate, a threshold, a boundary, a place where one world ends and another begins. The air between the pillars is heavier than the air around it. It presses against your skin like a held breath. Vines cover every inch of the stone-thick, ancient, twisted. They do not grow randomly. They wrap around the pillars in spirals, crossing in patterns that feel almost like writing. Some are green and alive, slick with moisture. Others are brown and dry, hardened into wood so old it might as well be stone. They hold the gate together. They hold it closed. They hold it open. You cannot tell which. The pillars are carved. Faint lines run across their surfaces, not letters, not pictures, but something in between. Curves and angles that speak to a part of your mind that has no words. You trace one with your finger. The stone is cold, colder than the rain, colder than the air, colder than anything should be in this wet, warm place. It burns with cold. Your hand rests on the surface. The vines tremble slightly, as if waking from a long sleep. You feel a pulse, slow, deep, older than your heartbeat. It comes from the stone itself, or from the ground beneath, or from somewhere far below, where roots and rock and darkness have become one thing. Touch the cold stone. The instruction echoes in your mind, but you cannot tell if it is your own thought or something placed there. You press your palm flat against the pillar. The cold travels up your arm, into your chest, into your skull. For a moment, you forget to breathe. Then the cold becomes warmth. Then the warmth becomes nothing at all. The gate does not open. It does not close. It simply is. And you are here, standing before it, with vines like fingers wrapped around the stone, holding something that has been waiting for longer than memory allows. You step closer. The space between the pillars seems to deepen. The air grows darker, thicker, heavier. You cannot see through it. You cannot see around it. It is a wall made of absence. And yet, you know somewhere beyond this gate, stone waits. Not the stone of the pillars, not the stone of the ruins. Something older, something that has been waiting for you since before you had a name. Touch the cold stone. You have already touched it. Now you must pass through. The gate does not move. The vines do not part, but something shifts in the air. A pressure, a presence, a breath that is not your own. The gate is older than any name you know, and now it knows yours. You have no key. The gate opens when you stop thinking. Step forward into silence. The thought arrives like a whisper from nowhere. You reach for your pockets, your belt, your bag, but there is nothing. No metal, no stone, no carved bone. No key has ever hung from your fingers. You search your mind for the memory of a key and find only emptiness. You have never carried one. You have never needed one. Until now. The gate before you is not locked. There is no lock, no latch, no chain, no mechanism of iron or wood. The gate is a threshold of air and stone, and yet it holds you back. Not with force, not with will, with something deeper, a weight that sits not on your shoulders, but inside your skull, behind your eyes, beneath your breath. You have no key. The words repeat. No key. No key. No key. And then the gate opens when you stop thinking. Stop thinking. How do you stop thinking? Thoughts rise like mist from a swamp, endless, constant, unstoppable. You try to push them away. You try to empty your mind. But trying is thinking. Pushing is thinking. Emptying is thinking. Every effort to stop is itself a thought, a loop, a cage. The gate watches. The pillars stand silent. The vines do not move. The mist curls between them like breath held too long. You realize that the gate is not waiting for you to find a key. It is waiting for you to forget that you are looking. You close your eyes. The rain continues its soft rhythm on the leaves above. The hum of insects rises and falls. Your heartbeat is a drum in your chest, steady and quiet. You breathe. In, out, in, out. The thoughts do not stop, but they begin to slow, like water finding its level. You have no key. The words become sound without meaning. You have no key, just syllables, just air. No key, no lock, no gate, no you. Something shifts. Not in the world, in you. You step forward, not because you decide to, not because you want to, because the space between thinking and not thinking is a door, and you have walked through it. Your foot crosses the threshold. The air around you changes colder, stiller, deeper. The gate does not creak. It does not groan. It simply lets you pass. Step forward into silence. And you do. The silence is not the absence of sound. It is the presence of something else, a pressure, a weight, a vastness that fills every space between your thoughts. You hear nothing, and yet everything is heard. The jungle fades. The gate fades. Only the path ahead remains. You have no key. You never needed one. The gate opens when you stop thinking. You have stopped. Now you walk. The path is soft, covered in moss. Your feet make no sound. The jungle falls away behind you. You are walking. You do not remember starting. One moment, you stood before the gate. The next, you are here on a path that did not exist a breath ago. It winds ahead of you through the trees, narrow and winding, barely visible beneath a thick carpet of moss, so deep that it feels like walking on fur. The moss is everywhere, not just on the ground. It covers the roots, the rocks, the fallen branches. It climbs the trunks of trees in soft green curtains. It hangs from low branches like beards of ancient things. The color is not one green, but 1,000 pale silver green. Deep, forest green, almost black, moss that drinks the light and holds it. Your feet make no sound, no crunch of leaves, no snap of twigs, no squelch of mud. The moss absorbs everything, your weight, your movement, your presence. You step, and the world does not notice. You are quieter than a shadow, quieter than breath. Behind you, the jungle falls away, not slowly, not gradually. It recedes like a tide pulling back from shore. You glance over your shoulder and see the green growing distant, as if the path is longer than it should be, as if space itself is stretching. The gate is gone. The pillars are gone. The mist is gone. There is only the path, and the moss, and the silence. You turn forward. The trees here are different, older, wider, their bark dark and grooved like the skin of sleeping giants. Their roots rise above ground in great arches, creating tunnels and doorways that you pass beneath without thinking. The canopy is so high now that you cannot see it, only a distant ceiling of green, so far above that it might as well be sky. The path curves gently. Moss-covered stones line its edges, not placed by nature, but arranged deliberately, patiently. They are markers, guideposts, reminders that someone walked here before you, someone who knew the way. You feel no urge to hurry. The path is soft beneath you, and your feet make no sound, and your breath is calm and even. The air is cooler here, fresher, as if the jungle has begun to thin. There is a taste on your tongue, not water, not metal, something like stone after rain, something like memory. The jungle falls away behind you. You do not look back again. You do not need to. What is behind is behind. What is ahead is the path, and the moss, and the silence that grows deeper with every step. Your feet make no sound. The path is soft. You walk, and the jungle forgets you ever arrived. Columns rise around you, broken but proud. Stars hang between them. You sit on warm stone. The path ends. You did not notice it ending. One moment you are walking on moss. The next, you are here, in a clearing so vast that it feels like a hall without a roof. Columns of pale gray stone rise from the ground in a wide circle, some still standing tall and straight, others broken and leaning, their tops lost to time. They are not random. They were placed with purpose, in a pattern older than any map. Between the columns, the sky has opened. The canopy is gone. The mist is gone. Above you stretches a dome of deep violet, so dark it is almost black, and scattered across it are stars, not the familiar stars of your world, but brighter, closer, as if they hang just beyond reach. They pulse slowly, like hearts, like breath. You sit. You do not remember deciding to sit. You simply find yourself on a flat slab of stone at the center of the circle, warm, smooth, worn by rain and time, and the weight of countless bodies that came before you. The warmth seeps through your clothes, into your skin, into your bones. It is not the heat of the sun. It is deeper, older, the heat of the earth itself. Columns rise around you, broken but proud. Some are carved with patterns you cannot read. Spirals, waves, lines that curve and intersect like rivers on a map of nowhere. Others are bare, their surfaces polished by centuries of wind and rain, until they gleamed faintly in the starlight. They do not form a wall. They form a circle, a ring, a boundary that is not meant to keep things out, but to hold something in. You are the something. Your hands rest on the warm stone beneath you. It vibrates faintly. Not a sound, not a movement, but a deep resonance that you feel more than hear. The columns hum with it. The stars pulse with it. Your own heartbeat slows until it matches the rhythm of the stone. Stars hang between them. Between the columns, the sky is filled with light, not just the stars, but a faint glow that seems to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. It illuminates the ruins without casting shadows. You can see every crack in the stone, every line of carving, every patch of moss that clings to the base of the broken pillars. You sit on warm stone. You do not know how long you have been here. Minutes? Hours? Years? Time has no shape in this place. The stars do not move. The columns do not change. Only your breath rises and falls, slow and deep, as if you are becoming part of the ruins. Columns rise around you, broken but proud. They have stood for longer than you can imagine. They will stand for longer than you can remember. And for now, you sit among them, warm and still, watching the stars hang between them like lanterns in a hall that has no walls. You are not lost. You are not found. You are simply here. Before you, dark water lies still. It does not move. It waits for your gaze. You rise from the warm stone. Or perhaps you do not rise. Perhaps the stone dissolves beneath you, or you pass through it like mist. You are not certain. You only know that. Now you stand at the edge of water, so dark that it does not reflect the starlight. It does not reflect anything. It simply is a surface of absolute black, smooth as polished obsidian, still as a held breath. The water lies before you in a wide basin, its edges lined with the same pale stone as the columns behind you. The basin is circular, perfect, as if carved by a hand that knew geometry better than any human. The water fills it to the very brim, not a ripple disturbing its surface, not a drop spilling over the edge. It does not move. You watch for a long moment, or perhaps a long eternity, and not a single wave, not a single tremor, not a single bubble breaks the surface. The water is not frozen. It is not dead. It is waiting. You kneel at the edge. Your reflection should appear in the black surface, but there is no reflection. The water does not show you. It shows nothing. It is a void that has taken liquid form, a darkness that drinks all light and gives nothing back. And yet you feel it watching you, not with eyes, not with intent, but with presence. The water is aware of you. It has been aware of you since before you arrived. It waits for your gaze. You look into the dark water, and the dark water looks back. There is nothing to see, no images, no visions, no answers. Only the blackness, infinite and patient, stretching downward into depths that have no bottom. You cannot see the other side of the basin. You cannot see the bottom of the water. You cannot see anything but stillness and shadow. And yet, the longer you gaze, the more you feel a pull, a weight, a gravity that draws your attention deeper and deeper. The water does not move, but something beneath it does, something vast and slow, turning in the darkness like a planet in deep space. The water waits for your gaze. You give it. You do not blink. You do not breathe. You simply look, and the water looks back. And between you, there is nothing but silence and depth, and the COLD, promise of what lies beneath. Before you, dark water lies still. It does not move. It waits for your gaze, and you cannot look away. You forget why you came here. Your name fades. Only stone and water remain. It happens slowly, like mist burning off a lake at dawn. One moment, you remember the jungle, the gate, the path, the columns, the water. The next, the memory slips away. Not torn, not stolen, but dissolved, as if it was never solid, as if it was always only a dream. You forget why you came here. You try to hold on to the reason there was a purpose. There was a need. There was something you were seeking, but the thought crumbles in your mind like dry earth between fingers. The more you grasp, the less remains. It is not painful. It is not frightening. It is simply a release. Your name fades. You whisper it to yourself, just to hear it, just to feel it. But the sound is hollow, unfamiliar, as if you are speaking a word that belongs to someone else. The letters blur in your mind. The shape of the word grows soft, then shapeless, then gone. You try to remember who called you by that name. You cannot see their face. You cannot hear their voice. They are gone. Only stone and water remain. The columns are still there, rising around you, broken but proud. The basin is still there, dark and still and waiting. The stars still hang between the columns, pulsing faintly. The warm stone is still beneath your feet. Everything is as it was. Everything has changed. You forget why you came here, but you do not feel lost. You do not feel empty. You feel lighter, as if the weight of purpose has been lifted from your shoulders. You are no longer someone who came from somewhere with some goal. You are simply here, a presence, a breath, a being among stone and water. Your name fades. You do not reach for it again. There is no need. Names are for the world you left behind. This place does not require names. It requires only presence, only stillness, only the willingness to forget. Only stone and water remain. You sit on the warm stone again. Or perhaps you never left. You look into the dark water again. Or perhaps you never stopped. The boundary between you and the world dissolves like your name, like your purpose, like your past. There is only the circle of columns, the basin of water, and the stars above. Stone and water. Water and stone. They have been here for longer than you can imagine. They will be here for longer than you can remember. And now, for this moment, you are part of them. You forget why you came here. Your name fades. Only stone and water remain. And it is enough. Listen. A low hum comes from the ground. It is not sound. It is the earth breathing. You are still. The columns stand around you, silent and patient. The dark water lies before you, motionless and deep. The stars hang above, pulsing with their slow, distant rhythm. And then you hear it, not with your ears, but with your bones. A low hum rises from the ground beneath you, vibrating up through the warm stone, through your feet, through your spine, into the base of your skull. It is not sound. It is not vibration. It is something deeper, a resonance that bypasses hearing entirely and speaks directly to the oldest part of your brain. The hum is constant, unchanging, a single note that has been playing since before the first stone was placed, since before the jungle grew, since before the stars were born. It is the earth breathing. You close your eyes. The hum grows clearer. You feel it now as a pulse, slow and immense, like the heartbeat of a sleeping giant. It rises and falls in a rhythm so gradual that you cannot measure it. One breath might take 100 of your own. The earth is alive. It has always been alive. You simply forgot how to listen. The columns resonate with the hum. You can feel them trembling faintly, their ancient stones singing along with the ground. The water in the basin shimmers, not with ripples, but with a subtle change in its darkness, as if the hum is stirring something deep within it. The stars above pulse in time with the rhythm. Everything is connected. Everything is breathing together. You kneel. You press your palms flat against the warm stone. The hum flows into your hands, up your arms, into your chest. It fills you. Your heartbeat slows until it matches the earth's rhythm. Your thoughts dissolve into the vibration. You are no longer a separate being. You are a part of the hum, a note in the endless song. Listen. The voice comes from nowhere and everywhere. It is the hum itself speaking. Listen, and you will hear what the stone has always known. Listen, and you will remember what the water has always held. Listen, and you will become what the stars have always seen. You listen. The low hum does not change, but you change. The boundaries of your body soften. The edges of your mind blur. You are not listening to the earth. You are listening as the earth. You are the breath rising from the ground. You are the pulse in the stone. You are the vibration that holds the ruins together. A low hum comes from the ground. It is not sound. It is the earth breathing, and you are breathing with it. Your eyelids grow heavy. Thoughts dissolve like mist. You are no longer here. The hum continues, deep and constant, wrapping around you like a blanket of warmth and weight. Your body begins to release its tension. Muscles you did not know were tight relax, one by one, from your shoulders down to your fingers, from your hips down to your toes. The warm stone beneath you seems to soften, shaping itself to your form, cradling you like a hand. Your eyelids grow heavy. You try to keep them open, to watch the stars, to see the dark water, to hold on to the columns. But the weight is too gentle, too deep, too patient. They close on their own, as if guided by a hand that knows exactly when you are ready. Darkness fills your vision, but it is not the darkness of blindness. It is the darkness of deep water, of warm earth, of the space between heartbeats. Thoughts dissolve like mist. You try to hold on to them, fragments of memory, whispers of purpose, the faint shape of a name. But they slip through your grasp like water through fingers. They do not vanish with force. They fade gently, softening at the edges, becoming transparent, then disappearing entirely. What remains is not emptiness. It is openness, a vast, quiet space where thought used to be. You are no longer here. You do not leave. You do not go anywhere. The sensation is not of movement, but of expansion. Your awareness spreads beyond your body, beyond the circle of columns, beyond the basin of water, beyond the stars themselves. You are still on the warm stone, and yet you are also in the ground, in the water, in the air, in the hum that fills everything. The boundaries between you and the world have dissolved entirely. Your breath slows. The hum matches it. The stars pulse with it. The dark water shimmers in response. You are not asleep. You are not awake. You are in a space between the two, a threshold that is not a threshold, but a state of being. Thoughts dissolve like mist. There is no loss in this dissolution, only release. You do not need thoughts here. You do not need a name. You do not need a purpose. You only need to be, and you are being, fully and completely. Your eyelids grow heavy. They do not open again. There is no need. The darkness behind them is not empty. It is filled with the hum, the warmth, the presence of something vast and ancient and infinitely patient. You rest in it like a stone rests in the earth. You are no longer here. You are everywhere and nowhere. You are the breath of the earth. You are the darkness between stars. You are the silence after sound. You have become the forgetting you were always seeking. You are nowhere and everywhere. No dreams, no time, just the dark, warm silence. The final boundary dissolves. There is no longer a you to distinguish from the world. The hum is not something you hear, it is what you are. The warmth is not something you feel, it is what you are. The darkness is not something you see, it is what you are. The last traces of separateness fall away, like ash from a fire that has burned itself to completion. You are nowhere. There is no location for you, no point in space that can be marked or mapped. The columns, the water, the stars, they are not around you, or beside you, or below you. They are within you, and you are within them. The distinction has become meaningless. You are everywhere. Your awareness spreads through every crack in the stone. through every drop of the dark water, through every beam of starlight that falls between the broken pillars. You are in the moss that clings to the ruins, in the roots that grip the earth, in the air that moves slowly through the clearing. There is no place you are not. There is no place you are. No dreams. The mind is still. Images do not arise. Memories do not surface. Hopes and fears and questions and answers all have dissolved into the silence. There is no narrative, no story, no sequence of events. There is only presence, pure and without shape. You do not dream because you are the dream. You do not imagine because you are the imagining. No time. The hum is not a rhythm, it is eternity. The stars do not pulse, they simply are. The dark water does not wait, it has always been still. Time has no meaning here. There is no before and no after. There is only now and now and now. Each now identical to the last. Each now infinite in its stillness. Just the dark, warm silence. The silence is not empty. It is full, full of the hum, full of the earth's breath, full of the presence that has always been here, waiting for you to arrive. It wraps around you like the warmth of a mother's hands, holds you like the stone holds its shape. There is nothing else. There has never been anything else. You are nowhere and everywhere. No dreams, no time, just the dark, warm silence. And in that silence, you rest. Not for a moment, not for an eternity, for whatever exists between the two. The ruins stand. The water waits. The stars hang. And you are part of all of it, deep and still and complete. This is the ending. This is the beginning. This is the space where all things meet and all things let go. You are nowhere and everywhere. No dreams, no time, just the dark, warm silence.